Starts off today.
Chris, last weekend, kind of 5 games, it seems like y'all have been able to get rolling a little bit earlier. Is there anything you attribute that to, or just kind of where hits are falling? And I guess today, obviously, you got the big well.
Kind of lost you there, so I don't know the whole question, but I do think we're going to get some more hits to fall. I got a little bit of it, but we were a little more hot offensively earlier in the week, and then but that's kind of how offense goes. It kind of ebbs and flows, and depending on the pitcher and the conditions of the game. And we weren't great today offensively, but I thought we did enough. If you can show up and play defense every day and pitch, you got a chance to win, and that's kind of what happened.
Steve?
Will came out and gave you some good innings, and you mentioned there was one more step before he kind of gets back on the mound. And so, see right now in your plans, is he a guy that could potentially start at LSU next weekend?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Will's at a point now where we were kind of wanting about 60 pitches out of him today, 3 innings and 60 pitches, and I think he gave us 4 innings and about 50 pitches. So, but he looked good. He had both pitches for strikes, and velo was where it needed to be. So we'll evaluate. We feel good having all those weapons available for the weekend.
Just a quick follow-up.
I think you can see a lot of starts like you saw today. Split starts. In a lot of ways. What was that? I didn't get that. What you said.
I'm sorry, Chris. A quick follow-up on that too. Is Will where you want him to be, or about where you expect him to be now?
He's about where he needs to be. That's right. So he's his volume's about right exactly where he should be.
Ben?
Sorry, Chris, kind of following up on the first one, but just in terms of the offense, obviously you guys got a few more hits early. Just what's kind of the approach been with guys trying to get things going a little bit earlier, and as you guys have done sort of over the last week?
Well, they're always trying to get it done early. We just haven't had success doing it. So I don't think there's a lack of intent. We just haven't. It's the way the game's played us. So we're trying to. We talked a little bit about just trying to get one and stack ones on top of each other early in the game, especially the way our offense, the way we pitch. It's nice for us. So that's kind of been our mentality. We just haven't, and we got a couple early today, and that's why we were able to relax and play a little bit. And knowing who we had on the mound today, those guys pitched really well.
Robbie?
Chris, since you made that move last week with getting Lane in there at shortstop and Cam over to third, the defense has been pretty sharp. And I don't know if you go back to that 2019 season, I think when you moved Foskey over to second base, it just seemed like everything was shored up in the infield for the most part. Do you feel like you're getting some of the same vibes here with that move to shortstop for Lane and Cam at third?
I do. I think we've been pretty good there, in the infield, and I like where we're at. Even in the ninth, we're able to run out, Braylon Skinner, who's getting healthy and plays a really good defensive game, and Tanner Leggett, who also plays very well defensively. So to hold on to leads and make plays is huge. And, with the way we punch out guys, this past week too, you're not seeing as many errors, but you're getting 10 opportunities. I don't know how many we struck out today, but, it feels like we're getting what do we get, 13. So you're not having to make as many plays as a normal team.
By that same token, you're not walking guys either. There's not a whole lot of guys getting on base freely.
No, that's right, and that's the key. Well, this group, we threw some balls week 1, so it kind of threw me off because we had been so good pounding the zone through all our practices, and last couple of weeks they're pitching the way they normally do, and they've been really good. We know that we don't give up a lot of extra base. I mean, we gave up 2 extra base hits, the 2 solo homers are the only runs we gave up all weekend. So making sure nobody's on base for that is probably the key.
Steve?
You mentioned you got some decisions to make. I'm sure Jackson Fristow has made it a little more complicated. You guys are 4-0 in games that he starts. I mean, how do you think that he performed today, and where does he kind of factor in moving forward?
Well, he's a big piece moving forward for sure. I mean, it's a power arm. I thought he was just okay today, and I'm happy for him in the fact that he minded a little bit. He's been pretty electric the first couple starts, and I thought this one was not his best, but he still pitched good enough to give us a chance to win. And I think that's a big piece. And, as a young pitcher, handling this week to week and the success and, being able to stay focused and razor sharp is not easy. And I think he's learning a lot about, being a college pitcher. I mean, I think he's probably pitches. I know he's pitched more than he pitches for his high school team last year. And, we're starting to add some innings onto him. So he'll be a big piece. I mean, and we'll be using him in the future here.
Tyler.
Chris, kind of going off of that, how do you keep some of these pitchers who have gone out there, and you mentioned the punch out, mentioned, staying confident. How do you keep them kind of grounded in a sense that, okay, yeah, the strikeouts are coming, the zeros are going up on the board, but we've got SEC playing, and it might not always be that way. How do you keep them kind of locked in and trying to, continue what they've been doing?
Right now, the positive and negative of our staff is our depth. And so, trying to get enough guys reps is one thing, but also having depth, man, they're keeping themselves sharp. They know they have to come out. They got to be good. They got to work. They can't, it's hard to have a bad start. It not be prepared for an outing because the competition's so great, and they're fighting for innings right now each time we go out there. So I think that's the key for us is with those guys. I don't think, when you're Will Bednar or Landon Sims, the hitter does matter, but if they pitch with their stuff, it doesn't. I mean, they're going to have success either way. I mean, Eric Sarantola, that stuff is, you can pitch in the dang National League Central. I mean, if he's throwing strikes and commanding it, and shoot, he'll probably be doing it in a couple of years.
All right. Any more questions for Coach?